I've still not figured out how to light / frame a video yet, so let's see how this one goes. Well, we made it to week 3. Crazy, right? Crazy. I think that deserves at least a like. So if you want to see album of the week 4, if I get one like goal, I may just upload the next one. All right, so for this week, I haven't got a lot of time, so I do apologize. This will be a quick one, but I also feel like it's going to be a quick one because of what album it is. Now, this album from early 2000s, I thought it was going to be the 25th anniversary, but it's not quite. It was technically last year, but it came out in October, so it's still within its timeline of 25 years. But this album was massive. I don't know anyone who doesn't know this album. I could literally say the artist, and they'll be like, oh yes, they did this song. Maybe they don't know the album itself, but they know the songs, they know everything about it. And that album is Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. So growing up, everyone I knew was talking about Linkin Park when they first came out. Obviously, I was very, very young, a wee lad, when their first album came out. But the amount of people that I knew that didn't really like rock or stuff like that just really loved Linkin Park, all of a sudden I was like, wow, this is insane. Like, I've never seen something so big, like, so quickly. You know, Hybrid Theory is just a huge, huge album for them, and still, that and Meteora as the pinnacle of Linkin Park. Like, no offense to the new band and stuff, obviously without Chester it's just not the same. And you know, I wish them all the best. After Minutes to Midnight, I kind of stopped listening to them. They didn't have the same taste that I wanted, and that's fine. You know, they move on, they evolve and do what they want to do. And then the tragic loss of Chester also really affected obviously everyone as in the Linkin Park fan base, and it was a real shame. But yeah, Hybrid Theory and Meteora are incredible albums, and that's why I wanted to talk about Hybrid Theory today. Recently, I was just listening to listened to Korn, and then talked about Linkin Park, and I was like, I haven't listened to Linkin Park in ages. So I just sat down and listened to Hybrid Theory, and it really gave me that feeling of nostalgia again, obviously for the early 2000s and like growing up, and just hearing it everywhere. Like everyone's house that I went to, I was just like, oh, have you heard Linkin Park? And I was like, oh, yeah, fair. And then, yeah, it was just everywhere, and it was huge. And obviously got them an incredible career. For this, choosing the top 3 is just, it's as hard as the Justice one, really. I mean, I can't give out the top 3 without already giving you 2 of them anyway. So I suppose my last one is just like a personal pick, but even then, it's still a huge song on the album because it's an album full of huge hits. So, of course, the first one has to be Crawling. That was such a great single when it came out, and that was everywhere, and I loved it, and I still love it today. It's so impactful with Chester and Mike just working off each other. So with Crawling being like the first single that they released, it was just such a massive hit, and really kind of set the tone for what we were to expect. And I think like it was just so fresh and so modern at the time for production wise that people could not listen to it, and it really was, yeah, just incredible. The second song is obviously got to be Numb. I mean, it's just pinnacle Linkin Park. If you ask anyone what their top 5 Linkin Park songs are, I can guarantee that Numb is going to be in there at some point. Can't talk about Linkin Park without talking about how incredible Numb was and just how powerful it was. And it's obviously an extremely personal song for Chester and everything that he was going through and the kind of things that he continued to go on through, unfortunately. But Numb has to be on the top 3. And then for my third pick, it's a very basic pick, but it starts off the album and it just kicks off kicking you straight in the face, and that's actually going to be Paper Cut. I mean, again, it's hard to choose 3 because the album has so many bangers on it. I highly recommend you just go back and listen to it again. It can't go wrong. It's such a great album. But Paper Cut for me just really sets the tone of the album, obviously without Crawling being the single, but then Paper Cut just being the start of the album really gets you in the mood and just kind of identifies this is what the album's going to be like. Join us for a ride, basically. So, huge song. So sorry this is such a short video. I did want to just try and get this. It's been a very busy week, but I wanted to get this uploaded and really get a video out there to, you know, keep me on track and stuff. So I appreciate you for jumping in and checking it out. But with that, I will leave you with, Hybrid Theory Linkin Park for week number 3 for Album of the Week. It's just incredible. So please do yourself a favor, go check it out. I will catch you in the next one. All right, cheers, bye.